All right, good morning. Sure glad to be here with you. If anybody's out there, um, I'm excited today because we have some um, words of warning from someone who, if there was a Heaven Hall of Fame, this man, he'd be in it. His name was Paul. As far as Christians go, we are all very familiar with the works of Paul. Um, he was one of the greatest evangelists. Uh, his conversion story is one of the most powerful that there's ever been. And he began to spread the word of Jesus Christ, and they began to have churches, and things were moving along. Um, and he has proteges, interns, so to speak, people that are learning from him. And so he writes Timothy in 1 Timothy 6, 3 and 5. I want you to listen to it carefully and see if you recognize any of what Paul is saying, not just in religion, but in politics and our society. So let me read it and then we'll talk a minute, okay? All right. 1 Timothy 6, verse 3 to 5. Bear with me. Give me a chance. Okay. Some false teachers may deny these things. He's talking about the things that Paul talked about. Okay. Some may, let's see. Okay. I'm going to get there, guys. Help me out by being patient. My mind's not working good. Okay. Verse 3. Some false teachers may deny these things, but these are the sound, wholesome teachings of the Lord Jesus Christ. And they are the foundation for a godly life, or if you're not biblically oriented, then it would be for a moral life. If you follow the tenets of Jesus Christ, you will live a moral life. Okay, you will be considered godly or godlike because you're following him. You're following his word. All right, so let's go on. And they are the foundations for a godly life. Anyone who teaches anything different is both conceited and ignorant. Such a person has unhealthy desire to quibble over the meaning of words. This stirs up arguments ending in jealousy, fighting, slander, and evil suspicions. These people always cause trouble. Their minds are corrupt and they don't tell the truth. To them, religion is just a way to get rich. Wow. Okay. Yes, that's happening in the religions today. Churches, synagogues, whoever, mosques, some, not all, absolutely not all, but some, man, they're just lining their pockets with gold. Okay, they are storing up treasures here on earth. And good luck, because when you die, you can't take the earthly treasures with you. Okay, you can't. But my goodness, if you take this and you make it part of your life, then it goes beyond religion. Okay, even though we could spend several hours talking about some of these religious leaders that um, distort, deny, change the gospel message. They do. Uh, not to make you better, to make them rich. Okay, they want to be rich. Just check the watches on some of these preachers. Okay, that tells you a lot right there. But anyway, if you put this, what we just read or I read, and we put it in the political media circus, it's right on. It's happening today. Um, Democrats, they're ranting and raving. Um, they're trying to tell you, or we the people, um, that Trump is evil, that what he is doing is wrong, and they want Elon Musk stopped. And it's because Trump and Elon Musk are going to take their riches away from them. They're not going to have them anymore. Their little pet projects, things they do to line their own pockets. Um, we've got some very rich Congress people, and we got some very rich senators, and some of them, okay, they were wealthy before they became politicians, and that's fine. But some became politicians and are now sitting on a pile of cash, and it's not because of their salary. They do make a good salary, don't get me wrong, but not to the extent um, that they have now. Okay, just absolutely bizarre. And the meaning of words started back. What does "is" mean? Is if you're old enough, you remember that was a big Clinton thing. What is, because he said, "I did not have sex with that woman." But then they came out and said, "Well, depends on what you mean by um, is." I did not have sex with that woman. Okay. The Democrats today, um, they went after some of the confirmation people because they would not use um, the the ones being nominated. I believe it was Kash Patel, probably Pam Bondi, and I think even Tulsi Gabbard. Maybe they did it to all of them. But anyway, they wanted these people to say that Biden won the 2020 election. And they all pretty much said that Joe Biden was sworn in and became the 46th president of the United States. And here we are, the word, they want to use words. There are certain meanings of these words. Well, that wasn't good enough for them. They kept asking, you know, can you say that Donald Trump lost the 2020 election? Can you say that? And I said, I can tell you that Joe Biden was sworn in and became the 46th president. They said something like that. Okay. Point is, they're telling the truth, but they're not using the words that these poor senators wanted them to use. And they just weren't going to fall for it. And so this is my warning to all the MAGA folks out there. This is my warning to all the MAHA folks out there. And now this is my warning to all the mama supporters out there. Um, We can't allow them to get inside our heads again. We got awful quiet for a while. I think we were simply overwhelmed, couldn't believe what was happening. We're so used to common sense and getting along with each other. Um, that we just couldn't believe all that was happening. Men playing in women's sports. I mean, that knocked us for a loop. I mean, we didn't know what to do. Okay, they had us over a barrel on these issues: immigration, uh, wide open border, spending millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of dollars to help illegal immigrants in our country, uh, and pushing aside the needs of the American people. These sanctuary cities and states, um, they put priority over the illegal aliens, the criminals, the ones raping and killing and robbing and selling drugs. They put them as priority over you. Boy, did North Carolina find that out in East Tennessee. Um, because they got completely blown away. They couldn't, plan for it. They couldn't know it was going to happen because I'm not sure it's ever happened in the mountains before. This is a flood in the mountains. So now they say, oh, well, North Carolina couldn't have taken care of themselves. If you'd given them the money and gotten out of their way, I bet you they could have. Florida did. Florida didn't ask for much, and they took what they could get, and then they moved on. They didn't get involved with all this FEMA nonsense. They took what they could, but they knew, they've had hurricanes. They've had these things happen to them. You take Louisiana, you take Texas, they know Mississippi, all the ones on the coast. They know, and they're ready. So FEMA can go away and we can just give the money to the states. Let the states handle it. Now, yeah, poor California, they got to have better leaders because it doesn't work. We can get the federal government can give them all the money in the world, and it's going to go to saving the smelt fish, or it's going to go to protecting the wildlife. It's going to go to furthering DEI in California. And 50 million of it's going to go to anti-Trump, or wait a minute, Trump-proof, I'm sorry, Trump-proof. They're going to Trump-proof California with $50 million. $50 million. And these people in these fire torn up places are thinking, wait a minute, that 50 million could really help us out. Why do you want to Trump-proof California? We need Trump. Trump's the only one. He got the water turned back on. The Palisade residents, shortly after his press conference in California, guess what? They were able to go home. They didn't have much left, but they're starting again now. They were able to go to where they lived, to see and to survey and to start recovering from all of this tragedy. So a place like California, you may have some problems unless you get together and say, no more of this craziness. We're going to put California citizens number one. California citizens are more important than the smelt fish. So keep that water coming. California is more important than all this and what dog. Oh, all this trunk proofing. And then there's no telling how much California has spent on illegal immigrants, illegal ones. So Paul gives a warning to Timothy. And Timothy, hopefully, as we will, if you study the Bible, apparently Timothy began giving that message to others because obviously the church grew and got stronger, more influence. But back in that day, politically, the Jews the Christians were hated by the Jews and the Romans. Paul was running around trying to put them in jail and kill them before he was converted. In fact, on the road to Damascus, what was he doing? He was heading to Damascus to persecute more Christians. So when he's giving this kind of advice, he was on that other side. Okay. He knew that they were lying. And we know that the Dems and the liberal media are lying, and just don't let them get away with it anymore. Okay. Now look, like it, comment. So far, no comments, none on any, I don't think on, well, maybe one video I had one person comment and then I commented back. Okay. I'm getting views, but the views, they're not doing much good. I need the comments. I'm sitting here doing things and I'm going, you know what? I could change the way I do this stuff. Maybe I could write out the Bible. I'm reading from the Bible, and the Bible is small, number one, the print. And my brain doesn't work so good. So I get confused when I look at all the words on the page. I noticed that about me. Okay. Help me to get better. Okay. So like, share, comment. And if you're on YouTube, which I'm not sure that anybody's actually getting my videos on YouTube, I'm using these videos to put out to other platforms. But I don't know that I've got a YouTube page. It's there. But of course who am I? I got no followers on, I got no subscribers. I'm just me. But I really want to get the MAGA going strong, and it's going to have Make America Moral again to make it as strong as it possibly can be. Thank you very much and have a great day.